What's going on? Season's greetings to you all. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Happy holidays to you. It is holiday time. Welcome, Alan.
Welcome. All of that, what he said, and ditto.
Yeah, I love this time of the year. My
I
favorite
do.
time of the year. My favorite time of the year. And I'm sure there's gonna be lots of kids, maybe around the world, getting ride-on vehicles for their Christmas gifts this year. So it's gonna be a lot of people getting into this hobby next year, hopefully. So I'm sure there's tens of thousands of kids, maybe more, getting ride-on vehicles around the world this week. What do you think about that, Alan?
Yeah, well, and the number since the 1980s and all the way to today is about 1,000,000 a year sold in the US.
Really?
So, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of Christmas presents and really, I love it because especially the other part of the Christmas present for us is the dads that modify a kid's car for Christmas. Like, he's already got the car, or maybe it's a new car that he's given him, but he's given it to him modified. And it's always a challenge for us. Everybody, of course, waits to the last minute to do the install. So, I keep tech support available a little extra this time of year. And it's just very rewarding when you get that thank you from a dad or a video out there of, seeing the kid laugh and as he's running. So it's a very rewarding time of year for us.
Okay. I have a quick question. When you said 1,000,000, is that just the Power Wheels brand or ride-ons in general?
Ride-ons in general.
Okay, okay. Interesting. And I'm sure this is a busy time of year for you. It's kind of a busy time of year in our hobby, my other job, RC as well. Lots of people buying up stuff for the new year, or in hiatus because it's snowing where they are. Like you can't race
Yeah.
not until February. But yeah, busy time of the year for everybody around the world. We're almost to Christmas. It's been an exciting year here at the Power Wheels podcast. It's been pleasurable to meet and talk to a lot of interesting people here on these 12 episodes. I've learned a lot about 3D printing. I've learned quite a lot about this Power Wheels world as well. And it's been quite an adventure for me. I've seen a lot of things. I've been sitting back looking at a lot of things and how things are developing in this industry. So it seems like only a year ago we were sitting in a trailer at Fallbro having a discussion about starting this.
Yeah, it went quick for sure, and it's been a very, very transitional year for the industry, and we expect next year to be equally transitional. This year was kind of a transitioning out year, and next year should be a transitioning in year. For the hobbyists in the Power Wheels, there's just a lot of change that they have to keep up on too. So
What
interesting to see.
what are some of the biggest changes you've seen over this year?
Oh, well, clearly the biggest change is you don't see Power Wheel brand vehicles for sale anymore.
Mm.
The Jeep Wrangler, one of my employees said he just saw a Dune Racer at a Walmart, but they're pretty much gone now. And there's still no official announcement from Mattel, but there's too many people that work for Mattel, and too much information is leaked out, and obviously there hasn't been any vehicles for sale. So that it created the void in the market for the premium vehicle, and it changed our entire business plan around uh, to start creating parts for these other cars that we used to just write off and tell people go get a Power Wheels instead. It'll be easier, but it's not an option for the consumer anymore. And then, of course, the developing of our own line of vehicles is still ongoing, and we're excited. And man, it's a headache. It's a lot to do, and I'm enjoying the process. I've been told no so many times by people. I've, had setbacks and changes, and each time I do, it's cool because the solution winds up being better always. But uh, I want it to be done.
I can hear it in your voice. I can
Yeah,
hear it in your voice, and we've talked privately about some of the setbacks and all that type of stuff, and it's good to see your resolve. That's what we do as working businessmen, right? We take these setbacks, we put it on our backs, and we carry it and keep on trudging forward because it is no choice. The only other choice is to stop. You can't stop.
can't stop.
So we got to keep on going forward. Um, I would say I would. It's kind of strange that the people that created this, or I wouldn't say created. I shouldn't say they created this, but the most popular. I mean, the whole thing is for Power Wheels, correct? The people that own that name brand aren't interested in making these anymore. I guess they just can't keep up with the cheaper vehicles that are coming out.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Stuff like that.
speculation to say. We can't say why Mattel has decided to stop making vehicles, but it would be obvious to say keeping up with the cheaper vehicle, when Toys R Us went away, it made it a different game because now you're buying your cars online and you're relying on a picture online and maybe a video. It's not the same thing as being able to see it and touch it. And when you do that in person, you can tell the quality differences. But from a picture online, a Lamborghini looks like a Lamborghini, and that I think probably made it a big struggle. Not to mention, you know, I don't come from a corporate world, but I imagine there's a lot more people you got to feed with your sale of a Power Wheels versus a smaller company. So that probably makes it a little harder to make margins work and all.
Interesting topic you brought up there about Toys R Us and actual having a physical car that you can sit in, because in my travels, I pop into a Walmart now and then on my travels, not often, and I always go look at the toy section. I always look in the ride-on section to see if there's any, and I see no what's there. I say, oh, that's the brand Alan was talking about. I very rarely see any out of the box,
Yeah.
right? So it's funny because my other hobby is action figure collecting, and I watch a lot of content about that. And people were talking about it. Toys R Us comes up quite a lot, right? The experience of going to a toy shop, the experience of sitting and picking something, maybe rather be your first bike, a toy that you want, and whatnot. And this is not unique to this industry or any other industry. It's just life in period. I mean, even myself, it's so much easier to get on my phone, order something from Amazon, have it shipped to Miami, and I'll have it here in a week, right? And I know what I'm getting usually, and it's just easier, convenient, right? Convenient. I always say this to my American friends when I go there. I'm like, you guys don't understand how convenient life is for you here, right? You can literally have something shipped to from across America to your house and have it the next day. That's amazing.
Sure. But the opposite end of that is you go on Amazon and you buy some towels
Hmm.
because they look pretty. But when you get them, 'em, they're like
Yep.
paper thin, flat, you and you almost know in your head, if I buy them on Amazon, they're gonna be cheap quality. They don't have
Right.
to be, but you pick the lowest bidder. That's what we're trained to do, and you got the lowest quality. And that's the fight, right? That's the change that we have to figure out how to make happen in e-commerce.
Yeah. Or like you buy a 3X shirt and realize that 3X shirts aren't all 3X.
Yeah,
They ain't all the same. And then you're stuck with this shirt that's too tight for you. Uh, But yeah, toy stores, kids getting outside. It's been funny because I've been sitting around and I have to repair my daughter's dune, but I got to do some soldering on the wiring. And I should have done it when I put it together. But her and her kids, these neighbor kids have been playing these like it's different. They want to be outside, so they're outside. They're 6, 7 years old. They're running around. They want to ride around in the buggy. I'm gonna fix it. My buddy's supposed to come over and we're gonna fix it her this week so they can ride it this weekend. Drive it around. But and then, of course, you have to compete with everything else that we got out there for these kids, you know? Nintendo Switches and iPhones and iPads and YouTube and all this. It's almost similar to the problem that we see in RC, right?
right.
Getting these young kids out uh, to racing or just enjoying RC when it is very similar when we look at this in the drag race. I'll use drag racing because that seems to be the popular sport here. It's fathers with their sons or daughters. It's the same thing. In RC, it's fathers racing with well, in RC, you could be racing with your son or daughter or mechanicking for them. So lots of similarities, but for a kid to do this, they need a supervisor, right? They need help. You can't just plop them on the couch and say, here, play a Nintendo Switch and do this. You have to go out there to supervisor, make it doing it right, have to fix it, do all that type of stuff. So yeah, I think this is just like RC, a great segue and great way to get your kids out from behind the desk, out off the couch, and outside and you with them.
Yeah. No, that's what I love, and I like the Power Wheels as kinda pre-electronics age for most kids. They start off at 2, 3 years old driving them, and, it and if you start modifying them as they get good at driving them, it creates a new challenge for them, and that's what learning is a challenge. So they're motivated to want to do more challenges in their life and do more difficult things because starting at 2, 3 years old, they're challenging themselves.
Well,
So it's a good habit to get the kids on.
another thing I've observed in this industry on the racing side is it reminds me of RC racing. I want to say back in the '90s to an extent. What I mean by that, it's still very raw in its infancy. If that, I mean, I know it's been happening for a long time, but it's still a lot of. I'm sure now, even now, it's easier. But back then, I'm sure people, after I've talked to people, 3D printing, all this type of stuff, it's easy to do. It's easier to do things with these cars, but it's a lot of what's the word I'm looking? A lot of hands-on. If you're fiddling around, mechanicking, doing a lot of stuff yourself, cutting things, it's very much like that. Kind of like RC racing was back in the '90s. Now RC racing is still a lot of that, but you got a car, you put it together, slap them, and you go. But I noticed this. I see there's lots of things people experimenting with stuff. I saw I have a podcast coming out after this with Brian, and we talk about this. I saw that Alex had like 3 motors,
You know?
and I'm like, well, should why have three? What about the weight? That's my question I'm asking about, and I am slowly seeing this industry going towards like we saw it in our industry when things went to lipo and brushless. Well, we have lipo, but we have brushless. Things change. Uh, so it's like people out there trying things like that 3 motor thing. It looked cool. I'm thinking, how much does it weigh? How much pressure does it put in there? Can we make that better with 1 motor? Stuff like that. That's what I'm thinking in my brain. So we can see the wheels and the gears are turning in this industry, and that's how innovation happens, right?
Yeah.
And I think what I've seen, because I know you kind of got more into the racing side of things, and I saw things innovating fast, right? You're able to take things, maybe take an idea and put it into production where many people can buy it, which is great for you with ML Toys.
Well, it's a roller coaster of those things because first of all, with the 3 motor thing, I knew Alex did that back at Rockingham. Like he's like, "Shh, don't tell anybody."
What's
And
your thoughts on that?
like you were saying, like most people are like, "Well, would this work? Wouldn't this work?" Alex is just like, "I don't know, so let's just try it. Put it in there. Let's see what it does." Really, the proof is in, at the end of the 60-foot line, if it's gonna work or not. Other than that, it's all speculation, so he's been cool that he's proving it. And the evolution has been cool. Like, I don't believe if we didn't start ML Toys 16 years ago, I don't think we'd have the drag racing today because it opened up the option for more and more people to get the parts easier and easier and then start organizing little things. And while most of the drag racers aren't using all of our products, it got them into the sport and helped it develop. And then as this year we decided, all right, let's really nurture the community. ML Toys can't invest in designing all the tech, but what we can do is help bring it to the masses. And now there's new masses that are into it because we helped them build a car that they're now tinkering in their garage, developing the next newest things, whether it's brushless, 3 motors, brake systems, whatever it is, the more people we can get into it and expose it, the more rapid, the rapidlier, I don't know, it's gonna grow. And that's the cool, yin yang effect of the 2. In the end, it just helps people enjoy the hobby more.
Yeah. What was your thoughts on the 3 motor situation? Did it work?
I believe it's been working, like, I think that's what he's been using to win races, a lot with. Um, I don't know, you gotta get him on a podcast. I
I do. He's a
Alex and
busy
I
man to
talk,
lock
but
on.
when Alex and I talk, it always seems to be when, like, we're both so busy, so we don't I don't get the full stories from him all the time, and I get that he wants to protect some of it because his kid is still racing. So while he wants to share and help the community grow, he also doesn't wanna give away all his own secrets.
Understandable. He's also
Yeah,
a hard man to lock on as
he
well. He's
totally
busy,
is
very busy,
doing
very
all.
busy, very busy. I guess my question would be like, we're starting to see these things progress to almost full scale cars, just made out of plastic with plastic wheels. We got brakes. We got. I was talking to Brian. He has like a pedal that it's like linear for the
Mhm.
ESC, for the brushless ESC, and all this type of stuff. I mean, basically, we're turning these things into cars now. but just made out of plastic.
Yeah, and the plastic, it becomes the issue, right? We don't have suspensions. The cars that do have, they're really minimal. We don't have functioning bumpers, airbags. And Brian's big to push on. It's the safety limitation, especially for the backyard basher. For our sales, we put a cap on how fast we'll make a car go.
Mhm.
Um, but we know there's people out there doing more, and we're praying not to see news stories about accidents that the kids are having. Um, that's the real issue in the end is a plastic car is only safe for so much.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, "Well, we're tapping on the we're touching on that fine line of real car versus like a when I say a real car, an actual metal tube
Yeah,
engine powered car or whatever." But it's pretty fun. I've watched it and I'm kind of just been sitting back and I'm watching everything develop. I see there's little pockets, little pockets of this group of people. Obviously, let's be honest, Alex's guys are doing it the biggest. They got a big following. They've really been the ones that pushing it. And you have Brian's crew. I think they're called the Midwest guys. And they got Sean. He's got his group of guys. It's a little pocket. It's pockets everywhere. I think
yeah,
the next big step is getting all those pockets to come together and having a race. That is what I would love to push for and see in 2026.
yeah. True nationals would be cool, and it's tough. It's hard to travel with the Power Wheels, and then you're asking like the Texas guys to come up, like we did with Rockingham.
Mhm.
You need a midpoint, and a midpoint in the whole country is still tough because that still can be over a day's drive from any point. But
I don't know what point that would be. It would have to be like Oklahoma.
yeah, something
Like,
like that.
yeah, I think that would probably be like that's almost the middle or Kansas or something. I don't know. But it
Yeah,
needs to happen. And I think then it can be an annual thing. Then it can be that's when the racing side of things really ramps up. And right now that's kind of what is missing. Just that organization, that national having an actual federation that has things. That would be the next step. But I think getting everybody together to just race, no matter what the rules are. Okay, we'll come on a fine. We'll decide on the rules. We'll settle a place, neutral place. Let's race. Well, imagine if you come to this and it's like 500 people there,
yeah.
and
I
these
don't
people. Uh,
I don't know
uh,
if it'll happen in 2026, but I know the race directors are having these conversations now.
good, good,
So if they can't put it together next year, their participant numbers are only growing. So it's going to happen.
okay, good, good. I think it's gonna happen. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. Have you seen an uptick in Power Wheels or Ride One racing or participation in your area? Let us know in the comments. All right, Alan. Um, you have some new goodies coming out for 2026. You
Yeah,
sent me a bunch of pictures. So we're gonna start going through some of these. I'm just gonna bring them up as I go through them, and you can tell us a little bit about what's going on. Maybe you can start off and tell us while I bring up the pictures. You tell everybody what you guys have been kind of working on there at ML Toys in the last quarter of the year.
yeah. It's kind of funny when we first talked about doing this podcast. I was like, I don't think I have a lot to talk to you about because usually when we're doing R&D over in a lot of the previous years, you're constantly working on a product. That was all the low hanging fruit. That's all
Mhm.
gone now. So the product that we're designing now takes a lot longer. And so sometimes I'm like, I'm not really doing much. Well, it's because I'm waiting for engineers or other people to do their part of the job and get back to me on stuff, CAD designs or samples to be made. So it's been apparently when I started sending you a list of things, like, oh, we are doing a lot of stuff. So yeah, we do have a lot of products coming. We have unfortunately, a lot of stuff is still made in China. We have a large shipment that will be here in March. We're taking pre-orders on a lot of the product, but you'll see that as we go over some of these products, a lot of that new stuff is going to be on that shipment that we're just waiting to be
Cool.
produced and sent.
Well, let's start out with the gearbox that you sent me, a picture of this, and we can talk about that.
Mhm.
So, fill me
Ah,
in here, Alan. What's going on?
sure. So that's the Phoenix gearbox that replaces the 7R gearbox. The a lot of people are really into modifying the 7Rs. Obviously, we did it for over a decade. The 7R gearbox came out in the late 90s, I believe it was. It went through a couple of evolutions, but with Mattel not producing anymore, the 7Rs are going to fade away. And we're not going to invest any more money developing parts for a product that's going to disappear. The Phoenix gearbox, which this is a picture of, that we have control over, and we're never going to stop making those, and not at least in the next decade. So what you see circled there is the second gear. I was trying to get images of the progress we're making on it. The second gear is really important now with this changing drag racing world. People have always asked for a steel second gear, and we didn't kill ourselves to make one before, because in the stock configuration you see here, that second gear will handle 24 volts and 775 motors with no problem. But people still want to go to higher than 24 volts. And the drag racing world is eliminating the first gear and putting two, or as we were saying, three motors right on the second gear, which is nylon. And while our nylon gear is stronger than the 7R nylon gear, it's now become the weak point in the gearbox. So we are developing a hardened steel uh, second gear, on ball bearings, just like the first gear is. The reason we couldn't do this earlier is the smaller gears are a different pitch. The smaller diameter portion of the gear, it's a much larger pitch. It takes a totally different machine apparently to make that cog those teeth, or hob those teeth, whichever way. There's a lot of different processes that can do it. But we have now come up with a way to do it, and definitely by March. These are actually going to be made in the U.S., and we expect to have them by March. So we will have a hardened steel second gear option for the Phoenix gearboxes, which is going to be a next progression in what you can do with a dragster, because now you're going to have the weakest link in the gearbox be able to handle more kinetic force than before. Basically, you'll be able to put more power through a gearbox and survive.
Okay, because I've seen quite a few of those break, right?
Sure.
It's so I've had one break myself, and we'll see. Now will we see? Is Do the other ones break as well? Do they commonly break?
Less
Okay.
often, because there's less RPM going through them as you
Mhm,
go down through it. If you made a fully steel, this is a question we get all the time. If you made a fully steel gearbox, it would have to be a fluid filled transmission like your automobile. You just can't have that much steel on steel running, where you're going to generate a lot of heat and there's no flex left. Those nylon
mhm,
gears are actually on a micro level flexing a little. There's a little give to them. And those gears are also what we call self lubricating. They don't
mhm.
really need a lot of grease on those gears. The grease is more for the shafts to keep them from heating up. Um, so
Interesting.
I think this will probably be the most durable iteration that you could go with.
Okay, interesting, and that will be available at ML Toys only because you're the only ones making them.
Yeah.
All right, what we got here, Alan? What's
Th
this?
This is, as we've been talking about for months, the Paragon Gearbox.
Mhm,
They are on that March shipment. They are done, complete. You've seen videos of them running around with our test driver, and we're just waiting on them to arrive. So we're really excited for that. We have a lot of pre-orders for these. By far, the highest number of pre-orders for any new product we've ever had. We are worried that the first shipment's going to be all sold out by the time they get here in March. So, not to sound like a sales guy, but if you do want them in March, then you got to put an order in now. We're super excited about the durability and the speed that we've gotten out of these gearboxes at 24 volts. I am not going to be surprised if they hold up really well to 36 volt. It is a new motor in them. It's not the same motor that the 7R gearboxes have. Reason being is it's a different gear ratio in the car. Plus, a lot of the cars are four-wheel drive, so there's a different demand on the motor, different torque need. It actually allowed us to open up a little more RPM on these motors than the other ones had. So they're on the way. They'll be here in March.
and these are for the, like, rider toys, vehicles, and stuff
Yep.
like that? Like, the
Yeah,
more
we're actually revamping the website right now.
uh-huh,
I don't know if you guys haven't been on the website in the past month, we actually changed the entire look of the website last month, and it made it a whole lot easier for people to find the parts they need for the car they have. Um, really excited for the evolution that we've done on there, and that's been part necessary because for all our 16 years before this, it's been all about the Power Wheel vehicles. So the website's been designed mostly to help you find parts for your Power Wheels brand vehicle. Well, the shift we're seeing now is the all other vehicles section of our website is becoming the majority of vehicles out there. So
Mm.
we're changing that. So instead of you just having an all other vehicles, we're going through and identifying which vehicles the Paragon gearboxes will fit in. And we can't buy every single ride-on out there. So there's a lot of back and forth that has to go on with the manufacturers, with just looking at videos. There's going to be some experimenting. We may get some wrong, but in the process, we're revamping the website to work. I think we just did updated Big Toys Country on the website. Got a list of which vehicles that theirs will work for it. And so over the next month, definitely before the gearboxes get here, we should hope to have a very comprehensive list so you can know more for sure if the gearboxes will work for you.
Quick estimate: how many different type of ride-ons out there?
I'm going to estimate around 150.
What?
Yeah, because
They
what
are.
happens is this same ride-on gets made in China, and they just sell it to whoever wants to start a company importing vehicles. So you could have 5 different companies importing the same vehicle,
Mm,
and I have to make 5 different pages on the website because if you know you have a rider toy this and that, well, you don't instinctively know, well, that's the same as a Big Toys Country this and that.
mm.
So we need to be able to help the customer identify what works for their particular car. And then for the mass number of people we get that don't even know what car they have, they bought it on Amazon, and the name of the manufacturer is a combination of letters that don't mean anything. And if we get enough requests, and we got to figure out if it's going to work for that. So that's the next challenge in evolution in the hobby that we're going through.
Quick question: do you generally find that a lot of these ride-on vehicles share the same components? So, like this gearbox is fairly universal across the line, or what is your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think they do share a lot of components. Like there's probably about 5 or 6 different gearboxes outside of Power Wheels on the market today. Um, but again, across 150 different vehicles. And other components in the cars will be different. There's the electronic speed controller that this unit replaces.
Mhm.
We've identified about 15, 20 different speed controllers that this same unit will plug in and work for.
Mm,
So it's basic. A lot of it is the same components interchanged with each other and then interchanged on different chassis.
okay, that's a lot of work. I didn't realize there's that many brands out there, different
Yeah,
types.
yeah. Just
Incredible.
go into Amazon, put in ride on car.
Mhm.
It's insane what shows up.
Interesting, interesting. Alright, up next, we have a wheel.
We have a wheel. This is a big deal wheel.
Okay.
Mustang tires. We have a couple left in stock for the Power Wheels Mustang, but for the most part, they're gone around the country. Mattel stopped making them earlier this year. So this is the exact fit for a Mustang, but it's rubber. Uh,
Mm,
we've determined that the Mustangs, the Phoenix gearboxes will hold up to a rubberized tire. Now, when I say that, this isn't a bicycle tire rubber. That rubber is too grippy and would rip
okay,
up a gearbox. There's different compounds of rubbers, as you and I know from the RC world. So you got to get the right amount of rubber to get you more grip, but not shred parts in the car. So we went back and forth for a while until we finally came out with this design. And the Mustang also used to have a left tire and a right tire, and that's actually meaningless. You can swap a left to the right side on a Mustang, so we just made it a universal tread. And they are on that shipment that is coming in March too. And again, pre-orders are flowing pretty good on them. So if you want your kid to run his Mustang in the spring and the tires are worn out now, get them on order now.
Do those tires does the rubber offer a little bit of cushion, suspension? A little
Um,
bit?
a little bit, not a ton. It'll take away some of that vibration you get,
Mm,
especially on pavement. It'll absorb some of that, but not like hit a bump suspension.
okay. Rubber, wow, I got it. Like, I'm imagining, I don't know if you remember back in the day, there's old hard rubber tricycles, wheels type of
Mhm.
thing. If that's kinda what I'm imagining in my brain right now.
It's kinda like that, and a lot of the off-brand vehicles have been coming with that for a while. Um, so that made us start to play around and determine, yeah, we can make these cars do it now.
Okay. That's enough for those new products that are coming in March that I have pictures of. We're gonna get into the other big project that has, got you, it's been a challenge, but
Little
I was
challenge.
gonna say pull the rest of your hair out, but, you're bald, so I was gonna say you have no hair to pull out. Uh, but I guess we'll start with fire truck.
Yeah, you got a picture there?
Yep, let me bring it up.
So the fire truck, as soon as he pulls it up, drum roll, there we go. Thinking about it, there we go. The fire truck is done. I'm very proud to say, we have fully developed this truck. Now, this was an existing mold. We can't take full credit for this. There was no reason to totally reinvent the fire truck. It was way less expensive, which gets it cheaper to market, to take an existing fire truck mold that wasn't anymore being imported into the US and upgrade it with better gearboxes, motors. This now has the ability to go from 12 volt to 18 volt to 24 volt, even to power tool batteries. You'll have those kinds of options. It's got a working water cannon. It's got emergency lights on it. I was a firefighter. You were a firefighter, Lefty. Although I hear a bit of a coward of a firefighter.
Oh, after my story last night, yes.
I heard that story last night. Um, so this is just an easy no-brainer. One, the sticker package is probably going to be a little different. I want to make it a little more appealing. But this vehicle will be ready to go when the other vehicles are ready to go. Nice,
Ho
nice and easy.
how big is this compared to, like, a dune racer?
It's just as wide. It's a two-seater.
Okay.
But obviously it's more of a big box shape to it.
Mhm.
You can make this thing go faster. I don't recommend it. It's a fire truck, maybe add a little more speed.
Got you.
Let this be for the play fun that it is. But yeah, it's tall. It's about 3 feet tall.
Okay, so it's gonna be a big piece of plastic.
Yeah, basically, it's on a metal frame. I
Okay.
think I sent you a video of one of the engineers driving around on it. Um,
I have to go check. I have to go check.
Yeah, we wanna know that the max that these things can do, so we crank one up to 24 volts on 775 motors, and this guy's like a full-size adult. He's hanging on for dear life in this thing. So,
Really?
yeah,
Alright.
it's got some potential.
We're gonna bring up hot rod next.
Okay.
So
So the hot rod car, as he's bringing it up, this is, one of our 2 new unique designs that we've been working on. Um These things are awesome. Yeah, I don't know how big you could get it to get on that image. Um, I'm excited for these. We have the CAD drawings done. We are patent pending for the design on them. The motors are really cool. And for those of you with other cars, I designed this so that you can take the top half of that motor off and bolt it onto another car. Um, so how cool would that motor look sticking out the hood of a Corvette or something? Same thing with the little side pipes off the side, the headers. Um, they actually light up too, with the sound of the sound of the motor. The they'll light up to go with that. These are going to be rubber tires, or Phoenix gearboxes. You'll be able to upgrade them just like you do currently with the Phoenix gearboxes with steel gears and stronger motors and such. The seats adjustable. The steering wheel even telescopes on it, because just adjusting the seat doesn't help you as you grow. We've actually had full teenagers sit inside this car. We have 3D printed full size version of it, um, and Yeah, yeah, just waiting on getting the molds made now and then into production. So we're hoping to see these late summer. The color schemes we haven't decided yet. We'll be able to mess with that and sticker packages. There's going to be a lot of creativity. I think this car is going to really rock the drag racing world
Mhm.
because with the Phoenix gearbox capability and rubber tires, lightweight car, it's a single seater. I think it's going to give the drag racers a lot more potential and well, hell, it looks like it belongs on a drag strip.
Now, quick question. These are none of this is production, right? These are all digital renderings, of course?
That picture you just showed was
Uh-huh.
digital rendering, but we have a full size 3D printed vehicle.
You did show me that. Or
Yes,
the
on a
buggy.
metal frame. That's the only real way to get the ergonomics right is to
Mhm.
have a kid sit in it, and that's how we came up with the telescoping steering and all these other aspects of it, and make sure that when you turn the steering wheel, you're gonna get full clearance and things, so, um,
Now,
yeah, so it's not production yet, but it's, the next closest thing.
do you want the buggy picture with the kid sitting in it or the buggy picture of multiple buggies?
Let's do the kid sitting in it so you can see it up close.
Let's go there.
This is, I think, Lefty and mine's favorite just because 'cause we're off-road RC guys. No, no,
Nope,
that's
I got
ugly.
it.
Need that.
There we
There you
go.
go. So, alright, so in all transparency, we have this is a real kid sitting in a real 3D printed model. I just had AI repaint it because I know some of our RC fans are sitting on, the podcast, and it is a conversation I would like to have. I had to redact all the lettering on it, but, for the company that knows that you might have something to do with inspiring this paint scheme, at some point, I wanna have a conversation with you guys and see
Mhm.
if you'd be interested in doing this because all my RC buddies and Lefty, we all look at this, we're like, "Yes, must
Yeah,
have one of these. I don't even
it's
have a
wicked.
kid anymore and I need one."
It is nice.
It is nice. So this is a fully off-road designed vehicle. Yes, you can run it on the street. It's got rubber tires. You see they got some good grip to them. They're all terrain. It will come most likely, we're just gonna have it come as two-wheel drive, but, it is set up for four-wheel drive, so you can add 2 front motor gearboxes to it, plug and play simple, and then again, go up through the voltages, go to power tool batteries, go to 775 motors. Those, daylighters on the front, we're gonna make them be able to light up, um, and then, if you wanna show the other image too,
Okay,
show some of the,
one
paint
second.
scheme designs. I can't find an ugly paint scheme design for this thing. So, at some point we're gonna have to just narrow it down to 3 or 4 choices. Um, yeah, but it's it's in our hearts.
Let me,
This I
zoom
love
in
the
a little bit.
flame paint job, the metallic green. There's just so many
Ooh,
options.
I like this white.
Yeah, blue and white,
That will
like
get dirty fast, though. Dirty too fast.
so many options. So, and what I want to do is, most likely just have it come with the stickers and leave it up to the customer if they want to put them on. And
Mhm,
then we're going to sell other sticker packages for them. So you can really customize this as you go. And, we may get into like different color bumpers, different color wheels, different styles of wheels. We just got to see what the market demand is. Um, but these are really designed to be capable off-road vehicles. The kids really sit back and recline proper in them, like you should in an off-road buggy. Um, it's just it's working out really well. And again, that's just waiting on mold production and then vehicle production.
they look good. I like the flame one. I think I would choose a flamed one. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. I know this is because 'cause we've been talking privately. I know this has been, challenging for you, but you have to stay the course. I guess the next question would be ETA on these, or when you I guess the next question, when do you expect to have one in your hands to test, and when do you think they will be available to the public?
Yeah, it's a good question. So in my hands will be probably in the springtime,
Mhm.
but my hands will have to fly to China
Mm,
because I don't want them to send me a vehicle and then me go through all the R&D on it and either send it back to them or give them feedback.
mhm.
They're not something that you just send UPS. So when they get it done, I'm going to China
Okay.
and I'm gonna spend some time there doing some R&D. Hopefully, I don't have to spend, if you need to change a mold, you need to wait a month for a new mold to get
Mm.
made. But I think with thanks to computer technology now, that should all be correct. But there's still, I can't imagine there won't be changes needed.
Yeah.
So springtime will have that in hand, and then once we do that, it's gonna take till late summer, uh, to get the first production run made, get the website done and the marketing done for it. They'll be on the ML Toys website. They'll also be available to be purchased and sit in them at our service centers that we've been building around the country. So you will actually have a showroom where you can go see one. And I think that's valuable. And you'll have a place to take them to either for service, repair, if you're not into doing any work on them, or to say, hey, can you upgrade this to 24 volts or put motors in it or lighting? We're going to have places around the country where you can take them to have it done if you're not into wrenching.
Excellent. That's actually a great segue into that because how's that going along with the service centers?
That's going along great, and it's really not hard. We're starting with all the Power Wheels was the only one that ever had service centers
Mhm.
um, around the country. They use battery stores and vacuum cleaner repair shops because the techs, if you have the ability to fix a vacuum, you can fix a Power Wheels. I'm actually not smart enough to fix a vacuum, so I think the vacuum's tougher. So, um, so we've been contacting existing Power Wheel service centers, signing them up to be service centers for us, and sales centers for the parts, hobby stores around the
Yep.
country. I was talking to Densford from
Mhm.
Beach RC, getting them on board, and there's plenty of people that are capable and stores that are capable of doing it. So that's going really well, really easy. We hired a service center, the Mattel service center manager, basically. She was with them for 25 years, and now she's with us. And I'm really
Awesome.
psyched for that because she has a much better temperament than I do for working with customers, and the service centers already know her and love her. And yeah, so that's making the process a lot easier and taking one burden off of me.
That's very positive news. I'm glad that took off. And hobby shops is perfect because I can't tell you how many times I've seen a Power Wheels at a hobby shop that's broken
Yeah.
and people bringing it there to get fixed. So good stuff. Good stuff, man. I know like nothing anything good is never easy, right? And uh we must stay the course. It's been a very interesting year. I've watched your process from the beginning. I look forward to seeing these and one day I'll get to see them as well. But interested to watch this process that you're going for. I'm excited that you're going to China.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll get to vacation a little there too.
Now,
So
actually, JQ and Pecco have been out there for right now as we speak. They're back, but they've been out there for 7 weeks.
maybe there'll be a big RC car race there and you and I
If you
will work
go, if you go
together.
April, there will be a big RC car race.
Yeah, we'll
First,
see.
Easter weekend is the Touring Car World Championships there
It's a
at that
big
beautiful
country.
facility.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be a
Huge
good one.
country, huge country. I think you have to use WePay or something like that too. My buddy was telling me. The Salty Joe went as well. But I would like to visit myself, to be honest. So I would love to go to Asia. Man, you have a lot of irons in the fire.
Yeah, progress, you either grow or you grow stale. And yeah, this has been a hell of a challenge with these cars. I knew it would be. It's why I didn't do it 10 years ago. Um, but the only thing that's not an option is quitting. It's
Mhm,
the vision is the vision. I've had to pivot how to get it done. Uh, I'm never sacrificing the quality of it. If anything, like I said earlier, as I've pivoted, I've been able to improve the quality of them, and so it'll get done. It's just, I was hoping they would have been here by now.
mhm.
Um, so it's a longer process than I thought, but it'll be worth it in the end.
Well, I mean, I've seen this in RC, right? We make deadlines dealing with people over in Asia. There's different timelines, all that type of stuff. It's not as easy as people think it is. So, and deadlines come and go.
Yeah,
So,
we're making a car. I mean, holy
I
cow!
know.
Yeah,
I understand that 100%. It's because on my other podcast that I'm going to record, I'm actually going to talk to Pecco about me and over in China and all that stuff. So it's very interesting, and I look forward to going one day. Well, I would say my next question is ML Toys looking to be involved in the race scene more next year? What you guys plans with that?
So I think for next year, we're continuing to sponsor. We've already talked to most of the big guys. We're going to continue to sponsor them,
Mm,
and that gives them the ability to grow on their own, to do their thing. Having the financial freedom that helps them to do stuff. Um, we're not like going to design our own racing gearbox or
got you.
tires or brake system next year. I don't foresee that level of involvement coming. We want to kind of be like the Summit Racing is to the NHRA. We don't want to dictate what the rules are. We want to provide the support, the product support. It's kind of what we're poised to do. So, we want to just make it easier for masses to get into the racing and then leave it up to the race promoters to put the races together. I'd like to get to a couple more we did last year and like to get to a couple more this year. I would love to get to Michigan. These guys, Michigan's been racing, they're the OGs really, and I've
Dude,
never been able to get out there.
dude, Brian's good nuts. He's got 14 cars
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he's building more.
Yeah, and,
He's
they're the
he's
first ones
insane.
that passed on to another generation. It started with Paul, and, it's just every time they have a race going on, I'm either at an RC race that I'm committed to for my sponsors, or something else big is going on, so one of these days, the stars will line up. It's like a 10-hour drive over there. I'm happy to do it, um, and, yeah, and
Awesome.
Midwest Power Wheels too. That's the other big one. That's the third big one, right? Midwest is we've been talking to them a lot. Excited to see
Awesome.
what they're doing for the kids.
Awesome. It's so much going on in this industry. And 3D printing has been it well, we're seeing it in our industry too as well. And it's pretty amazing. I'm at some great chats. If you guys haven't seen them, we have 12 episodes up here. We had a good chat with Shane Howry, who's he was our last guest on her as well. You can help us out by hitting that sub, like, and notification button so we can keep this going. It's been a pleasure for me to get involved in this. It's also been a pleasure for me to modify my own one, work with my buddy, watch my little girl go out there, watch the little kids have fun with her, and see like I remember back in the day how cool it would have felt if I could have had a Power Wheels. I didn't have one, my neighbor had one, but it's been a really good journey. I appreciate you for bringing me on here. I appreciate the community that I've met. I still need to get out and meet some more. Hopefully next year I can get to an event. It's a little difficult for me. I know people say just bring, just come. Yeah, we both, I travel a lot for work. It's about getting out there. It's about doing it, and I look forward. I think what I really want to see is just everybody come up and meet, and in the racing side of things, everybody come up and meet at like a national race. Now that's something I would love to come to, and I think that's what we need to strive through in the racing side. And it's been pleasurable. This reminds me of RC back in the '90s, early 2000s,
Yeah.
tinkering time, tinkering. And
Right.
then it's what's happening is more and more people like I have RC people that send me, "Oh, look, I saw this Power Wheels drag racing. Oh, I saw this. Oh, I saw this." And it's starting to come across my feed a lot more. So it's out there, man. It's like RC. People just don't know we do it. But
Yeah.
people more know that we do it now because it's a lot bigger.
Yeah, and because of people like you that help it. Like having a podcast was just part of the growth, the next necessary step for the sport. And
Yeah. And we're gonna
next
keep
to
it
be live media coverage at the races. I'd love to see these guys start live streaming their races.
that would be awesome too.
Yeah.
Awesome too. And then, you know how it goes. I work in the entertainment field. Next thing you know, you got a full we both know people that work in the you know Toby, I work with Elite.
Yep.
Next thing you know, you got a full crew out there doing interviews. Yeah, that's how it starts though.
Yeah.
That's how
Even
it
if they
starts.
just had like if you had access to their live stream and the race bracket set up and you could be commentating right from where you are right now.
Virtually.
Yeah, virtually. No reason why not.
I've done
That'd be
that before
cool.
as well. I've done that as well. Yeah, it's been exciting. And uh I I really need I need the people out there to subscribe to this channel, push it. We're trying to I know there's been some I know there's been some friction in certain I know it's niche, like it's very niche and everybody has their click. But it's not about clicks. It's about growing this and doing things for the kids and making sure that they have everybody has an enjoyable experience, right? So I have been happy. My daughter's still young enough to be into it, so we'll be doing some stuff in 2026. And she asks me every day, "Man, I gotta drive my buggy. Man, I gotta drive my." I said, "I need to get your uncle over here so we can fix it because he needs to help me do it." But it's been a blast. Thank you, Alan, for your time. Thank you for all that you do for the industry and ML Toys and everybody that's supported so far. And I know people have reached out to be on the podcast. We are going to schedule you in. And if you know somebody that's wants to be on the podcast, it would be a great chat. Let me know because I'm always looking to talk to people who are doing cool things in the Power Wheels community. So it's awesome, man. And I learned a lot. Learned a lot about 3D printing in this.
Yeah.
So I want to
Beautiful.
say to you, Alan, you and your family, happy holidays, and everybody there at ML Toys. To all the Power Wheels community, happy holidays to you. If your kid's getting a brand new Power Wheels or ride-on vehicle this year, awesome. You know where to go to get your spare parts. You know where to get your information as well. Lots of information out there on YouTube. Check out ML Toys. Check out this one as well. Let's get these kids outside. Let's get them racing. Let's get them having fun. And stay powered up with Power Wheels. From Alan and Lefty, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays to you all. We'll see you all in 2026.
Are you looking to take your ride-on car to the next level? Ride-on cars are fun and look good, but they're just too slow. ML Toys makes it easy. With plug-and-play modifications like motors, speed and brake controls, advanced gearing options, 4-point safety harnesses, and lighting upgrades like emergency lights, underglow kits, and headlights, ML Toys is the one-stop shop to make your ride-on car the coolest ride-on car in the neighborhood.